Welcome to the Construction Tech Podcast, where we talk with industry leaders and discover the latest technology within their business. Whether you're a director of sales or a graduate looking to get into the industry, make sure you tune in and enjoy the episode. But before we get into it, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe and comment to add to your own views. The Construction Tech Podcast is brought to you by Laura Jane Recruitment. We hope you enjoy the episode.
Welcome to today's Construction Tech Podcast, where we will be speaking to Revizto. I would like to welcome Rhys Lewis, who is the Director for EMEA for Revizto. So welcome, Rhys, to the podcast today. Tell us a bit about the company and who you work for at the moment.
Hey Laura, thanks for having me. So I'm Rhys Lewis. I'm a director at a company called Revizto. We're a really exciting technology provider. We offer an integrated collaboration platform to a variety of organizations in the construction world.
Fantastic. And so tell me a bit about how did you get the role? What's been your progression to get there, really?
Well, it's been a really interesting journey for me these last, I lose count now, 15, 16 years. I don't look it, but I've been in industry now for a lot longer than I'd like to admit. But yeah, I started after I finished a degree in drama and performing arts, of all things, which has actually helped in my career because I'm always in front of clients, people. People tend to develop relationships, and that helps with generating business as a software vendor. So long story short, I ventured into the world of the Autodesk channel and spent 5 or 6 years there, progressed through that organization. I then moved on to a company you probably know called Arup in their software technology team. Fantastic opportunity, traveled the world, learned lots about tech, and was part of the team that commercialized the Arup software through a company called Oasis of Arup Systems. And then I got a nudge on LinkedIn from my now boss, CEO, Armin. And it would literally seem like such an exciting opportunity at the time. I just couldn't refuse it. I love a challenge. I love to help industry change. And it's been the best 5 years in career for me personally. It's been a fantastic journey. We're having tremendous success, and all of that's come down to the industry that believed in me back then and are seeing the rewards now. So that's a very condensed version, I guess.
Definitely condensed, yeah, definitely. So I know that you talked about industry there as well and how the industry has changed. I mean, obviously from 15 years ago when you first started to now, how have you, I guess, seen the industry change in that sort of time?
I think, a lot has changed. I believe the industry is almost now a big advocate of technology, which I am. Another hat I wear is I'm the Welsh chair for the UK BIM Alliance, that community. So I'm passionate personally around helping industry move forward as part of this digital transformation piece. And I think right now, especially after these very difficult last 2 years we've had where people are working remotely, the naysayers, shall we say, have had to adopt technology. It's taken a pandemic to cause innovation, but for us, thankfully, as a business, we've grown. We've doubled year on year, and this period we've been able to help a lot of our clients work remotely, access project data via our cloud collaboration tool, which is greatly benefiting them because they're able to be sat in the office virtually, shall we say, and have access to the critical project data that they need. So industry, I think, has taken on the benefits of digital more than what they were when I joined a long time ago. So digital transformation in a few words.
Yeah, it's definitely changing digital wise. I mean, transformation is definitely a key component, I guess, moving forward within construction and AEC as itself, really. It's, as you say, it's something that everybody's having to adopt. Obviously, the first thing that you'd said when we asked you to speak about you said that you had a bit of a random degree. So obviously, people that are listening in that are looking to get into the industry, obviously, there are a number of companies that will always look for an engineering degree or whatever it might be. But actually, what do you believe those people really need to get into the industry now?
Sorry, you can repeat that, Laura.
Oh, sorry, of course I can. No, I was just wondering, what would they need? So, if you're looking at bringing on maybe a graduate or something along those lines, what would you be looking for from that person?
All right. So if we were to grow somebody within our team, well, we've done that a lot recently. I think we went from, in the last 15 months, maybe 60 people to just over 100. So wow. One thing that's critical for me is somebody that shares the enthusiasm and passion I have personally around what we do. That person needs to be engaged with industry, understand that the challenges and the benefits of technology. If I'm looking at my role now specifically, that they're key things that we're looking for in a candidate. And again, we look at my role now is I'm looking after our EMEA business unit. So within that, we have marketing people, we have business development people, technical people, and we've taken on a few recently. And some of those have touched Revizto, some haven't. But every single one of them shares that enthusiasm and passion, which is embedded, it seems, with pretty much everybody that is with Revizto. And we have a really high retention rate as well. I think it's something up in the late 90s of people that stay with Revizto. So that passion for that change and helping clients succeed is definitely something that we look for. Other benefits, selfishly speaking, is somebody that knows the industry, has a contact database. That I think that's really important in our role. Is having relationships with industry allows you to sit down and be in front of potential clients or existing clients as well. That really helps in a sales role. Marketing, actually, we've taken on a new chap from a completely different industry, but it's just the ideas that he had. Again, that passion to succeed all run true with the people that we had on the interview process, and he's doing a great job now as well. So, and that's important. I think we bring people from outside industry into our world as well, because that just helps us to think outside the box, mix things up, and it allows our brand to be forward thinking, cutting edge, and people will see things that others aren't doing. Bring that what's the right word, Laura? Va-va-voom, excitement factor. I don't know, there's probably a couple in there, but that fire in their belly to really be successful is important.
Yeah, it's about passion, isn't it? And it is, I mean, when people start to understand our industry, they get a bit more passionate for it. I mean, you've obviously, yeah, I mean,
something else that I think we always instill into, or try to our employees, is we're a results-driven business. So we're not babysitting people. We employ a person, and it's down to them to go and achieve their goals with as much support as they need from us as possible. We're a business that works remotely, and we have just over 100 people in various locations right across the world. And results driven, which gives that person the flexibility to do what they tell us they're good at to meet their goals. And that's been something that I've seen personally when I joined. To be given that free rein to do what you need to get the job done is great. And pretty much everyone is doing a great job and hitting what they need to do.
Fantastic. And obviously, when you guys hit the market, it's a few years ago now, the first time I think I met you at Digital Construction Week, you've inspired a number of businesses at the same time, as well as being, I think, I'd probably say one of the first businesses within AEC software to be fully remote. And that obviously gave people a new culture moving forward. So I'd very much say that obviously the culture within your business is definitely forward thinking. I mean, would you add anything else to that with regards to the culture?
Well, it's great to hear that. We'll take that as a compliment. If we can inspire others or help, then that's something we really appreciate. So thank you. And I do agree as well, Mike. I think we are slightly different, which gives us that competitive edge, I guess, to be able to work remotely. And especially the last 2 years, a lot of organizations have struggled, and so I think we're a trial and tested business where working remotely can work, and a lot of that comes down to some of the core values around trust. You need to trust your staff and employees that they are going to work remotely, as opposed to, I remember explaining just to personal friends, I work from home, and to them 3 years ago, they envisaged me sat in my pajamas playing the Xbox most of the day, and I had to ensure that that was only from 3 till 6. Most of the day I was doing, you know. So now when they ask that question, they get it, you know, that actually working from home, you're not commuting to an office. So I think people are working harder now, because it's a case of you wake up in the morning and work is too accessible, if anything. So I tend to encourage my team to get out and engage with clients, get out of the home office. It's important to have that mix. So I'm actually excited to see the world come back to what normal was 2 years ago, and be in the office, and that hybrid working, so that you get 2 or 3 days in the office, or the same working remotely. Trust. I think a lot of organizations now have had to trust their employees, and most of the organizations I speak to have said that their output has increased, which is great for everybody. But I know a lot of people that are desperate to get back into the office as well. So there needs to be a happy medium.
Yeah, I think there's some people that have kids at home as well, isn't there? That they're just like, I don't want to work from home. Yeah. Or they have an office that they can go into to get away from the kids. Like,
well, I actually, it was something, because I've worked from home throughout my career. It's not been new to me, but becoming a dad, a very proud dad, I'll add, you know, I've been my gorgeous little girl, now she's almost 3. But I built this little office in my garden, just as a way to escape the house and escape work. So I come in and go back to the house as well. So you get the opportunity to close that door, and a little bit of peace and quiet now and then. So that's important. But I built this just as the pandemic started. And for me at that point in time, I didn't know that was going to happen. And it's been a really, I've just been in here for far too long the last 2 years. It's been really useful to have this space, and I know others have done the same thing. They've invested in better working spaces from home, where others have struggled on, you know, the kitchen table, which is difficult. So I think those are the ones I'm looking forward to get back as well into a work environment.
Yeah, definitely. I know I can't wait to get out and start actually seeing clients face to face, instead of being over video or just over the phone. I mean, Digital Construction Week and some of the expos are nice to obviously just see everybody, aren't they? Digital Construction Week being one of the main ones that I think we all go to now.
You can't beat an in-person meeting. I believe relationships have developed in person, and that's something I've certainly missed. So the last Digital Construction Week, it was like a school reunion, you know.
It really was.
But they didn't know whether to give you a hug, shake your hand, or give you the elbow nudge. But there were a lot of smiles. People were happy to be back out and about and see everyone. For me, I'm quite active on social media, again, because we've needed to be. But that's something I've always been a big advocate of, because some of these tools they're marketing tools, right? Let's get the facts out there, and it's really useful to share your message. And it was interesting having some people come across, you know, you're the guy I keep seeing on social media. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, but you know, they saw the brand and come to our stand and had a conversation in person, and then, you know, relationships build. Some of the team then are setting up follow-up presentations, and you know, they turn into partners, which is great.
Yeah, no, definitely. And as you say, social media has been a massive platform for you. We've seen a number of different awards and yourself at award ceremonies. I guess I want to say, why do you think you won them? But I think we all know why you won them. Because you are a really good company. It's a case of sort of, I guess, understanding a bit more, you know, about I guess about what you do personally as a manager, and why people want to work for you, really, because it is down to, yes, okay, you have a product and you have a business that you work for, Rhys, but you head it up over this side. So there must be a reason behind people actually wanting to work for you, and obviously this conversation for me is making me understand a bit more about you, but also how you come across, and you put your staff first. Which is, it can be really rare with management that you actually put your staff first and want to put you know, your staff in the position that they're going to stay with you, but also you're going to make sure that their journey is the right journey.
Absolutely. And that's probably something, you know, I've learned and grown in this role as well. I started like 5 years ago, pretty much to the day, and I was pretty much the only guy. I mean, a back end, you know, our staff behind the scenes, if you like, that are critical to the wheels of our business continuing to turn, but aren't customer facing. So I was doing pretty much everything and anything I could, and that's paid off. But that wouldn't have been possible really without the support from my boss. And I think that's something that I've learned is, and I've become, you know, I said one of the directors here, but I'm actually one of the support guys. So my job is to ensure that my team have all of the support that they need to be successful. That's something I've learned, and I'm trying to be better at. And maybe that's one of the reasons why our staff stay here. I think for anyone externally, now we're in a much better position than we were a number of years ago, where more and more people are using Revizto. More and more people are happy to talk about their use case, which is why some of these awards that you're right, I'm actually staring at them as we speak. As we're on the camera, why not? I can't help
bring them on.
let's show you what we got. So there's lots more, but these are two that we got last year, which I'm very proud of. One from the Building Innovation Awards, which was Best Technology Partner. So, and I asked actually at the event, you know, how and why, but it was all around being a partner to your clients. So a number of our partners or software users were really complimentary around how we operate as a business. And I just come off a call, I think I mentioned you with Andy Bootle, who's joined a new business now, and we're going through the early process with those. And one of the closing comments I had, or we had, and one of my new team was on the call as well, he slapped me afterward, was around that Revizto, their support has been fantastic. If we need help, training or anything at all, they're a lot better than many of the other vendors that we've worked with, which is a huge compliment. And that's part of the reason we got that award, I think. The other one was Collaboration Project of the Year with the Construction Computing Awards, with a really cool project, the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum. Now that we can talk about it, but we have lots more of really interesting clients as well. Some I can't mention because they'll tell me off, but some I can. You know, some of our contractor clients and engineering clients like AECOM, Arup, Skanska, Bouygues, the list grows and grows. But I mean, it's the people that they're designing and building these amazing spaces for that sometimes are a little sensitive around sharing their information. But it's a mixture of all of those things. Product, people, and process, I think, have been three critical factors of us just getting some recognition. And I mean, it's great to get that, and it's a great compliment to receive those. And again, for those that aren't client, get to see that recognition as well, which hopefully raises our profile for those who don't know who we are and what we do. So very thankful for receiving those.
Definitely.
And thanks for noticing.
Oh, that's all right.
Social media posts,
You couldn't miss it. You couldn't miss it on my timeline. It was one after the other. Oh, they've got another award. But no, I think it just shows, you know, people are awarded because they do best by their staff as well. You know, that has shown that you're doing the best that you can for your customers, but you're also doing the best that you can for your staff. I think that's a really positive. I think it's just really positive to come from a business in our sector, especially, as I say, I think that you guys were the main ones that started off, you know, remote working. It was something that everyone, as you say, sort of shied away from. They wanted to sort of pinpoint everybody as to where they were. And pandemics hit, and actually they've changed to the way that you were working to begin with. So actually it's showing that, you know, you had the I can't think of the word now, but you had the, you know, what's the word that I'm looking for, Rhys? I'm going to say pizzazz, or the ambition, to do that in the first instance.
Get on with it, you know, and we had no choice, you know, as a smaller organisation that had big ambitions to bring gaming technology to construction globally. Then we needed people in different locations, and it didn't make sense, you know, from a cost side to set up offices, and it really wasn't the cost thing. You know, my role is either you know, following up from when I first started, was being in front of people, and not sat down in an office. So external facing roles, that's been a huge part of being able to do that.
Fantastic. Well, what I want to go through now is I'm going to go through 60 seconds of questions. To be honest, we say the quick fire questions, but you'll probably have a bit of an and an in about this part.
Okay.
So who inspired you to be who you are today, Rhys?
I won't say or are. I'll say my parents, I think are definitely people that I look up to be the best I can be. And I always remember asking my mother, what would you like me to do, or what would you like me to be? And her words were, whatever makes you happy. So, yeah.
Fantastic.
Say my parents. And more to that, sorry, I know it's quick fire.
That's all right.
My daughter as well. So that becoming a dad for the first time really does add additional fire to your belly to be as successful as you can be, to give them in the future that you potentially could.
Definitely. And you can definitely see that you're a proud dad. If you're all watching on video at the moment, you just see just behind Rhys to the left hand side is all of his daughter's paintings. So it's lovely to see. It is lovely to see that you actually put that up behind you as well for client meetings.
Crying. Now, the one thing I have become is a lot more teary these last couple of years. So yeah, don't say too much, or I'll burst into tears of joy.
Okay, so next question. How do you keep mentally focused? Obviously, as you say, you've worked remotely basically all of your work life. So how do you keep mentally focused on a daily basis?
Discipline and a target plan, I guess, to ensure that you've got something to focus on.
Fantastic.
And you can only do that with discipline, especially when you are in a room by yourself for 8 to 9 hours a day. Even though lots more people in the cloud now, but yeah, discipline and set yourself goals.
Fab. And I'm going to ask who your favourite band is, bearing in mind that we all know that you like to sing. So who are your favourite band, Rhys?
Too many options. Favourite band or artist, I'd probably say Stevie Wonder.
Nice. Very, very nice.
What a performer.
Yeah, but wow, yeah, exactly. So random questions now. iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
Fab. Car or motorbike?
Car.
Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Depends what day of the week it is. Early bird. I was up this morning at 6:30 and in the gym, so.
Fab. And then the last question, which definitely won't be quick fire, is if you could have breakfast with anybody, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
We'll go with Stevie Wonder, and we will probably do more singing than eating. So yeah.
Yeah, you probably would.
One of my idols from a personal perspective. So outside of work, coming back to the drama and performing arts stuff, I definitely enjoy music, singing, and a lot of seeing some of those really successful artists is probably one of the dreams as well, of being able to perform on the big stage, which I've done a couple of times, but not to that extreme. So Eggs Benedict and a bit of Isn't She Lovely with Stevie Wonder. Why not, eh?
Well, exactly. Why not? Why not? If we can get you on stage, we will get you on stage, Rhys. That's what I'm going to say at the end of this.
No problem. Always
you
happy.
know that Digital Construction Week in May, there's going to be a specific stage for you to sing.
Don't tell Ollie. He tries to keep me off the stage because he knows he won't get the mic back. So.
Well, thank you for taking the time to speak with us today and joining the Construction Tech podcast. It's been great to understand more about the company and also about you, Rhys. So thank you for your time.
My pleasure, Laura. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for tuning into the Construction Tech podcast. Don't forget, hit the like and subscribe and add your comments below. This podcast is brought to you by Laura Jane Recruitment. Get in touch with Laura Olsen if you are looking for a new role or to add to your talent team.